Hey everyone, it's Disturb43216 here, and today I'm going to be talking about the second half of Stone Sour's double album, House of Golden Bones, which just came out today. Now, if you remember, at the beginning of this year, I named the first part of this album as my second favorite album of last year, and this album just completely blows the first part out of the water. It's just absolutely incredible album from start to finish. I don't even know where to begin. Every song is just amazing on this album. I can't even pick my favorite song. There's so many good songs on this album. It's probably the best album that Stone Sour has made. And they've made a lot of great albums. This is just, I don't even know how to describe the epicness. I mean, overall it's heavier, darker, more atmospheric than the previous part, and it just works really well. It just feels a lot more focused and driven than the first album, which was an absolutely amazing album, I might add. Everything is just absolutely incredible on this album. Corey Taylor's singing and screaming and everything is just amazing. It's just so much better than anything he's done before. It's just, I can't even describe how amazing his singing is. And then there's Jim Root and Josh Rand on guitars, and they're just incredible on this album. It's just fast. There's a lot of thrashy stuff and more melodic stuff. It's just incredible. And then we have Roy on the drums, and this is some of his best drum work that I've heard from him. And then we have Rachel Bolan from Skid Row doing the bass. And what I like about it is that it's really audible on this album, as it was on the previous part of this album. It's just great. And there's a lot of cool, like, instrumental effects and all this stuff happening. There's just so much going on in this album. It's just so much stuff. I don't even know how to describe it. Anyway, let's get into the tracks now. So, the first track is called Red City. It's a really slow and atmospheric track. It's a really interesting choice for an opener, but it sort of flows kind of nicely if you listen to it right after the first part. And it's not the best song on the album, and it's an interesting listen. Then we come to the second track, Black John, which has got a really, really groovy main riff in it. It's just really fun to listen to. And it's a pretty good song. I mean, overall, that songs just improve as the album goes on. Like, some of the earlier stuff is not as memorable, but some of the later tracks are just incredible songs. Anyway, moving on, is track number 3, called Sadist. It's a lot slower and got a lot of, like, clean guitars in it. It's a pretty good song. When I first heard it, it was my favorite on the album, but as I kept listening, there's just newer, or the more recent songs on the album, just each one's better and better, and it just keeps blowing my mind time and time again. Anyway, the next song is called Peckinpah. It's one of the first really heavy songs on the album. It's a pretty good song. Then the next song is called Stalemate, which is sort of another kind of fastish song. There's not much to say about it. It's got some cool riffs and guitar work and just good lyrics from Corey Taylor, but Corey Taylor always has great lyrics. Then we come to the song Gravesend, which is one of my personal favorites on the album. It's got this really cool, like, slow chugging riffs and a mix of, like, really heavy screaming from Corey and just some really good singing and lyrics and everything. It's just a really great song. Then the next song is called 82. And it's tied with Gravesend as being probably my favorite song on the album. I'm not really sure yet, because there's just so many other great songs on this album. Anyway, it's got this really cool melodic riff and just really amazing lyrics, and it's just a great song overall. The next song is called Uncanny Valley, or rather The Uncanny Valley, which it's kind of another song as the previous ones, like just the same sort of stuff, but different enough to be a really good listen and different. Anyway, the next song is called Blue Smoke. It's the shortest track. It starts off with these like cool like sound effects and stuff, and it has some like piano and simplistic guitar stuff. This just sort of serves as an intro to the next song. And it's a really cool sounding song. It's really different from other stuff that they've done. And then it sort of just flows right into the song, which I think it's meant as an intro for, called Do Me a Favor, which was the first single released off this part of the double album. And it is the most fun song on the album. It's got this really fun riff, a really catchy chorus, cool gang vocals in the chorus and stuff, and then at the end it does this reprise into A Rumor of Skin off the first part, which is one of my favorite tracks off that album. And it just flows really well, and it sounds really, really cool. I definitely love this song. Okay, the next song is called the Conflagration, which is the ballad of the album. It's one of the best songs on the album. It's really cool. It's got amazing, absolutely amazing lyrics, and just the way Corey sings them is just incredible. It's probably up there as my favorite songs on the album. And if you're only going to get a few songs off the album, this is one of the ones I would recommend getting, because it's just great. And then at the end, as it flows into the final song, there's a reference to the first album again, where there's just this crowd chanting RU486, which you remember is the heaviest song on the previous album. And then it comes into the final track entitled House of Golden Bones, which is the name of the double album. And this song is just amazing. And there's another reference to the first album when in the pre-chorus the vocal melodies are part of the bridge from Absolute Zero, which is probably my favorite song on the first part. Anyway, the song overall is just incredible, and then it has these really cool melodic solos, and it's just an amazing track, and it's the perfect way to end this absolutely phenomenal album. This is probably Stone Sour's best work, as I've said before. And if you listen to it together with the first part of the album, it just makes this really cool, epic story that Corey is trying to tell. And I'm definitely interested in checking out the comic that he's releasing, that he wrote, that follows the story and expands upon the story that is presented to us in these albums. I definitely think this album has the chance to be one of the best albums of this year, right up there with the new Killswitch Engage album, Disarm the Ascent, which I reviewed previously. Now, that's it for my review. I really, really love this album. Now, if you like my review and you like me, be sure to give the video a like. And if you want to see more videos from me, be sure to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and that's all.